Okay, a quick instruction on how to improve the spoon, and this is mainly putting the curve on it. You can also, well, what I expect on the spoon is to put the curve and a glossy material, but the glossy material is easy. You just have to get a glossy material on it, and then it looks like it's metal. So this is how to improve the curve, or how to do the curved handle. So I'm going to go to a side view. Actually, mine's a front view 1, but it might be 3 on yours, on your keypad. So 1 and then 5 to go into orthographic view. And I'm also going to go into edit mode, so I tab into edit mode. And then finally wireframe mode, Z. Now I can click the eyeball on my modifier here on the subdivision surface so that I don't see all the detail of the subdivision. Or you could leave it on as well, either way. I'm going to deselect everything by pressing A, and I'm also going to get a edge select. Okay, what I want to do, the spoon is going to curve in this area right here. So I'm going to do a loop cut. Control R. I'm going to click and drag it right to the front of the spoon. But I'm going to now rotate it, R. I want it to go straight up and down because it's going to be much easier to work with. But of course that messes things up, so I'm going to scale it, S, and Z. I'm just going to scale it on the Z axis. I'm going to scale it back up to about the right size, and then I can move it back a little bit if I want. Now it's straight up. I'm going to loop cut again, Control R, and I'm going to bring it about right here. I'm going to rotate that one as well and scale it down on the Z axis, S, then Z. Now I've got 2 straight up, and with some space in the middle. I'm going to do another Control R to loop cut, and before I click it, I'm going to mouse wheel up, and it gives me more loop cuts. Down, it gives me less. So I'm going to do, I don't know, 3 or 4. I'll probably do 3 in the middle. Click once, click twice to apply it to that spot. And now I've got 3 edge loops to work with. And if I hold down Alt and right click to select them, it selects the whole edge loop. So now what I need to do to make the curve is I need to just start pulling these up individually. So I hold down Alt, click, and then just pull it up. Alt, click, pull it up. Alt, click, pull it up. And if I go a little less than the previous one, it curves it. And I can just adjust it however I need. Okay, so there's a nice curve. However, the spoon handle is still pretty flat. So I'm going to press A to deselect everything, B for border select, and select the handle, and I'm going to move it up on an angle. You might have to work with this a little bit, depending on what you select. If I wanted on this much of an angle, I would have to rotate it also, just like that. So you move it up, rotate it however you need, and then see the curve is a little messed up, so I'm going to come back here, hold down Alt, and select this. Alt, right click, and just adjust my curve. So I'm going to bring this up even further. I'm going to do this one a little less. And there's a nice curve with the handle on an angle. Now this is sticking out just a little bit right here, so I'm going to go to Vertex Select, press A to deselect, border select these, just those right down there, and I'm going to pull this up to make it a little skinnier. I can grab these as well. So I can shape it however I want, but I have the curve there. If I go back out, tab out, smooth, put the smooth back on, there's a nice little curve on my handle now. So that's how you do the curve. Loop cuts, make them straight up and down, and just move them individually to make the curve.